Hi, this is Jeff from SimpleForexSystem.net, and today we're going to be taking a look at a new product that just hit the market a couple of days ago called Forex Decimus trading system. I have known the guys behind Forex Decimus for several years, probably 6 or 7 now. They are not the kind of people that put out a new system every month. In fact, I think the last thing that they put out was in 2017. And they've been working on this one for a long time, and finally got it tooled to the point where they felt comfortable, turning it loose on the trading public. And I think it was definitely well worth the wait. For those of you that hate watching long review videos, let me just tell you that if you are trading with Renko charts, if you like to trade off the daily charts, or if you are trading any of the CFD indices charts, like the US 30, the NAS 100, you trade the DAX, the German index, you definitely want to take a look at this, because this thing can really amp up your pip totals pretty much on a daily basis. Okay, so let me start with the easy part. If you do pick up Forex Decimus, it is very simple to install. There is one indicator and one template. And all you do, you put the indicator in the indicator folder, template in the template folder. When you pick a chart that you want to use, you load the template onto the chart, and you're in business. Okay, so there's not a lot of complications here. You don't have to adjust much of anything. In fact, let me just go ahead and bring something up. Let me bring my platform up, because there is something I do want to show you about this. All right. Let's take a look at the euro-dollar daily chart. Let me bring the indicator up, the indicator list up, rather, and this will help us bring up the input chart. When you get it, you basically just load it as is, except for one thing. Over here we have number bars. And the number bars number that comes in as a default is at 500. Now, if you're using a Renko chart, or if you're using a lower time frame chart like the 1 minute or the 5 minute chart, you're only going to scroll back you're not even going to scroll back a couple of days. You're going to get about half a day's worth of 1 minute chart, and maybe a day or so of the 5 minute chart, 2 days worth. Change that to like 50,000. In fact, let me do this. I'll just go backwards and show you what it looks like with the default. This is what it looks like after you get past 500 bars. It doesn't really help you out much. So if you go back and change that to 50,000, which should be more than enough, no matter what you're trading, what type of chart you're trading, that will fix that little problem, and now you'll be back to having just a normal looking chart. Now, I will tell you that they also have, as part of the built-in input system, multiple alerts. They can do push alerts to your phone, email alerts, sound alerts, pop-up alerts. Every time there's a closed bar, you can get an alert. I think what else is there? Yeah, that's it for the alerts. Anyway, there's a bunch of them. It comes with the default with the closed bar and pop-up alert set is true. If you like using alerts, fine, leave it alone. I will tell you that the problem that I have with the alert system, and it's not really a problem, but it's there's kind of an issue here with this, and that is the way the system works. It tells you either take the trade now or to wait. And the problem is that if it tells you to take the trade now, and that candle that you're told to take the trade now on closes, you're then told to wait after that. So you have a very limited window of opportunity to get a trade in. And that means with the alerts, if you've got multiple charts running, you might want that, because you're going to be on a kind of like a very short clock to get to that chart and then put in a trade. But if you're only trading like 1 or 2 charts, you may not want that, because the alerts are, I don't know, I find them kind of aggravating after a while, because they're always popping up when I'm trying to do something else, and it erases what I'm doing, and I have to go close the alert to go back to what it is I'm doing. So anyway, you can make that call. But they do have all these options here for you if you want to take advantage of those. So they're there if you need them. So let's close that back down. I'm just going to leave this chart up for now for a few minutes. So anyway, that's the, like I said, it's easy to load in. There's no adjustments that's needed. Now on some of these charts, what you're going to find is that I have, there's going to be some buy-sell buttons up here in the right-hand corner. Those are my own creation. Those are not part of the Forex Decimus, but if you look down in the description box underneath the video on YouTube, you'll find a link where you can get a hold of that, and you can get it for free. Okay, so it just all I would ask is that just use that link, and you don't really, you don't need to send me an email or anything and ask me. All you gotta do is use the link. It'll take you right there. You'll get the free indicator, or the free. It's an EA actually, not an indicator. It's an EA. You get the EA for the chart, and you'll see what it looks like in a few minutes. And I'll bring it up again when we see it. I just want to mention it now. Now, here's the thing about Decimus. You can work it across all time frames. It'll work on pretty much every chart that your broker offers, but obviously some charts are better trading than others, and some time frames are better trading than others. If you're going to use a smaller time frame, like a 1 minute chart, let me go ahead and bring that up right now. Here's the pound yen 1 minute. You're going to see you get a lot, oftentimes you get a lot of buy and sell signals come in a very, very short period of time. This is actually not too bad. They actually can become a lot more condensed than this. I'm not sure if I marked any of those on the chart or not. But here's the thing. You're not supposed to take every signal that comes along. Okay, they tell you when the trend is up. They tell you when the trend is down. In fact, I think the 1 hour or the daily that we were just looking at a minute ago might have actually said trend is down. Yes, it did. It said trend is down right there. So it'll tell you trend is down, or it will tell you that the trend is up. The blue arrows pointing up for uptrend buy trades. The red arrows pointing down are for downtrend sell trades. So if the trend is up and you get a sell arrow and you are not already in a trade, you do not have to take that trade. In fact, you shouldn't take that trade because you're going to be trading against the trend. And I realize some people like to counter trend trade, but really I think you're going to be far better off if you'll just take the trades in the direction of the trend. And so you may come into a situation where you see in a short period of time multiple buy-sell buttons. Let's see if I can find one on here real quick just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. I mean, they all seem kind of quick, but even on a 1 minute chart, a lot of them are spaced by 8 or 10 minutes. Not seeing it really right now. Actually, the last couple of days have been pretty active on the pound yen, so that's probably why. But okay, here you've got a buy, a sell, another sell, buy, sell, and that's in the space of about 30 minutes or less. If the trend is up, you're only taking the buy trades. And you can either exit when you get the sell trade, or the guys that put this together provided me with a chart that gives you some suggested stop losses and take profits for each time frame. And that's probably something you want to take a look at. Now, personally, I don't like using the take profits because I prefer to give myself a chance to make a little more than 8 or 10 or 12 pips if price is actually going to take off and run, on my behalf, in my direction. So I'm not real keen on the getting out on a 5 minute chart with 10 or 12 or 13 pips. I'd rather like to see if I can hold on and get 20, 25, 30. That'd be my preference if I were trading the currency charts themselves as opposed to like the CFDs. But if I get a buy signal, for instance, and I'm in the buy, everything's going well, then I get a sell signal, that would be my signal to get out of that trade. And I would use that rather than the chart that they provide with all the suggestions for the take profits and the stop losses. That's just how I do it. It's up to you. I think what you'll find if you're going to trade the CFDs, and I'll be looking at those in a few minutes, if you're going to trade CFDs, then you definitely want to give yourself a chance to really catch some nice runs. And if you're only taking 10 or 15 pips on a move, most of your trades are going to be winners, but they're going to be small winners. And I think you're going to be better suited going a little bit longer. But anyway, this is what a 1 minute chart looks like. And occasionally on a 1 minute chart, you're going to catch a nice trade where the trend is up. you get a buy signal. It actually moves, a decent amount, and this isn't really that decent amount. It's about 28 pips, but that's still better than losing. So take it when you get it. But with 1 minute chart, you're going to get a lot of buy and sell candles in a short period of time, and you're going to have to keep track of the trend to make sure that you're not trying to trade against the trend. Now, on a 5 minute chart, again, we'll use the 5 minute or the pound yen again for that. Same thing, you tend to get a lot of candles, but remember these are 5 minute charts, so they're separated by 30 or 45 minutes a lot of times. But the same rule applies. You're only going to want to take the trades in the direction of the trend. So if you're getting it's an uptrend, you get a buy signal, you take it. If it's an uptrend, you get a sell signal. You don't take the sell trade, but if you were in a buy trade, you have to decide if you want to get out there or maybe ride it out until you get another buy signal, and then maybe that trade goes even farther into profit. Personally, I just get out when you see the sell signal. There's no sense in being too greedy if you don't have reason to be. You're not trading the CFDs, US 30, that kind of thing. Do what the arrows tell you to do. Buy only or trade only in the direction of the trend and exit when you get the opposite arrow. This is the 1 hour chart. Now, I will tell you that I think the 1 hour chart is probably one of the better charts to trade. Not the best. The best I think would be daily. Again, if you're trading in the direction of the trend, you're likely to get the most pips available on the 1 hour chart. Now the downside to that is that you need 12 or 15 or 18 candles sometimes before you get an opposite color candle. And what that means is a lot of times these things are going to hit in the middle of the night. You're going to be asleep. Now this is where the alert system can come in for you, because if you have your phone by your bed, you get the alert. You're on an hour chart, so you get the message. You don't have to be right in front of your computer in 2 seconds, in order to capture it. You are going to have a little bit of time, hopefully, as long as there's nothing drastic that's taking place at that moment, like a major sell-off or a major purchase where price is really running hard in one direction. But I think, really, personally, if I was going to trade this off the candles, I'd be looking at the daily charts. Now, yes, these are, again, you're getting a lot of, opportunities here where you're going to get some choppiness. Basically, price will consolidate on the daily chart just like it will anything else. But you're only taking trades in one direction. You know where the highs and the lows are after at least a couple of moves, and so you can set stop losses accordingly and give yourself a chance to stay in a trade. So if you're in the sell trades here, your stop loss is above your highs, where the tips of the wicks happen to be. And if you keep it above the furthest wick, then your trade basically stays alive on your sell the entire time, and that gives you a chance to get over here and catch, what ultimately was about a 300 some odd pip move on the Euro USD from 116 down to 113. There are other charts where basically the same thing applies. You're in the euro pound dollar, same thing. You're in an uptrend here. You're only taking the buy trades, so you're taking the buy trades, exiting when you get a opposite color signal. Here you bought, but immediately got an opposite color signal. That's up to you what you want to do on that. You may want to ride it out because you are in a trend. Now, obviously, we have the ability of looking backwards and seeing how it turned out, and this one had a happy ending. It went up another 400 some odd pips over the course of the next couple of weeks. But it just seems to me if you're going to trade the daily charts, this really does a good job of getting you into a lot of trades that seem to take off and go almost immediately. And that's always been the downside to trading the daily chart, is that, number one, if there's any kind of opposite direction price action, which does happen when price is consolidating. So if you're getting a signal in the middle of a consolidation period, you're probably going to get turned upside down a little bit. But with a daily chart, a lot of times you have to use a pretty significant stop loss. And so, for a lot of these trades, you're getting a signal and moving almost immediately into profit, which for me tells me get stop loss to break even. Now it's a free trade. If it comes back and takes me out at break even, I've lost absolutely nothing except a couple of days, of time. It's not like, I was sitting here staring at the charts. So it's not that big a deal. But if it does keep going, then of course you're just dragging the stop loss behind until such time as price reverses, goes through your trailed stop loss, and you bank profit. And so, the pound dollar was a good one for this system. The Aussie dollar really was a pretty good one. You do get a lot of chop, but same rules apply. You're only taking trades in one direction according to whatever the trend happens to be. So it's not like you're getting in and out and getting chopped to pieces. So anyway, if you're a candlestick trader, I would, and somebody that just likes to trade daily, I would definitely take a look at this. Still works fine on 5 minute and 1 minute, but you do again have to be prepared to take much smaller profits on those charts. Now, very quickly, let's take a look at the two things we'll look at here. And one, we'll look at Renko's, and at the same time, look at the US 30. That's one of the CFD charts that you can get through Hugo's Way. Now, if you're trading with a U.S.-based broker, you're not going to get to trade any of these because U.S.-based brokers do not offer that. You're going to have to go offshore to some place like Hugo's Way or FX Choice, where you can get a shot at trading, some of these charts. This is basically a 500 setting, just so you know, on Hugo's Way. If you're on FX Choice, it would be a 50 setting, but essentially what it is a $5 box, 5 points or 500 pips. There's a lot of different names for it, but essentially these are basically $5 boxes. If you're trading a micro lot through Hugo's Way on the US 30, it takes about $138 to open up that trade. Each one of these boxes is worth $5 because it's worth $1 a point on the micro lot level, which is astounding, actually. You get so much we're such a small level of risk. If you are trading many lots, the pip value is $10, so each of these boxes would be $50. If you're trading a full lot, the pip value is $100 a point, and you're getting basically $500 a box. So that's there's a lot of potential money to be made trading these CFD charts. And if you notice on the 5 pip box, again, we have the trend is up. That was the end of the day. Now, I will tell you that I have yet to figure out exactly what they're doing to figure out trend. Okay, I'm not sure what they're using. Are they using a 200 moving average or a 100 moving average? This green and magenta line running through here is a slope direction line set at 30 to 0, 30, 2, 0. Default settings are 80, 3, 0, so you would change 80 to 30 and the 3 to 2 and leave the 0 alone. I much prefer this for trend because it's more of a current trend as opposed to a more distant trend, which by the time it changes, you've missed out on multiple really good trades because of the nature of the way that they measure the trend. I think that I much prefer this. If you don't have a slope direction line, you can go on Google slope direction line, MT4. You'll find 100 different places you can download it for free. And so I just take the trades in the direction of the trend, and I get out when I get the opposite colored arrow. Now, we did have a day, I want to say it was Thursday, and I have been trading this most of the week. I think I've been trading it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thursday was a bit choppy, more than a bit choppy, it was a lot choppy. Let me see if I can drag this back here. I mean, there's a lot of... this is only about 5 o'clock in the morning, by the way, on yesterday, Friday. So as you can see, there's a lot of trade opportunities that take place with this chart. But yeah, we're almost here now. Lot of signals. Sometimes got in a little bit late, but it was by waiting for the trend to change before we got in. We're basically getting in just a bit too late. The better entry would have been simply off of the signals themselves. Some days you get days like that, but yesterday was wait for the trend, wait for the slope direction line to change color, only trade in the direction of that color, and I think I finally netted after about an hour and a half of trading was about 125 pips. And I mean, it's just these charts right now are amazingly active because of the fact that basically the worldwide economy is still very much in flux. indices charts, the indexes, which of course is the Dow in the U.S. or the DAX in Germany, the Nikkei in Japan. All of these charts are very, very active right now, and they tend to make a lot of moves in one direction for 30 or 40 or 50 pips, points, whatever you want to call it. There is an absolute ton of money to be made here. And by just simply waiting when the signal says trade, and I'm not sure I think we did have one that actually says trade. Let me see if I can find that for you real quickly, because it came up right at the very end of the day, I thought. Now, I could be thinking of something else. I'm probably thinking of something else. Nope, this was it right here. Okay, this is the 1,000 setting on the Renko. Basically be $10 boxes instead of 5, and we did in fact get a signal to sell. When that bar closed, we got the signal. This bar did not close prior to the end of the day. This is, by the way, this is Saturday morning I'm doing this, so this was yesterday afternoon, Friday at 4 something, 4:50, 4:59, whatever. So because this did not close, we still have a sell signal. Once it closes, it will give us that wait signal that you just saw on, I think, virtually every other chart. So that's the... when you get that signal, you have until that next box closes, or next candle if you're using a time-based chart, to get into the trade, and then you just hang on and see what happens. But go back here now to the 500 setting, the $5 5-point boxes. As long as you're trading in the direction of the trend, I'm not going to say you can't lose money. You're going to lose trades occasionally, but you just want to stick with it, because this, particularly US 30, and I think NAS 100 is the same way. They tend to consolidate for a little bit, and then they tend to break out and they run in one direction. So you need to recognize when you're consolidating. Once you realize that, step back, wait for the breakout, start trading the breakouts and the trending, and just sit back and count the pips. But this is a great way to know when to get in and then when to get out. And you may not make a ton on some of these trades. This would have only been good for about 10 points basically, and actually would have been worth about 5 because of the fill. You would have filled in about right here on this trade. It would have come back, so you would have gotten out with about 5 points. But I mean, if you're trading mini lots, that's $50. If you're trading full lots, that's $500. Even if you're trading micro lots, that's $5 more than you had when you started this trade. And there are a lot of them that are like this, $5, $10. But then you catch one that goes for 50, 60, 75 points before it reverses, and those are the ones you like to catch. That's the ones I like to catch. I don't think anybody's all that much different from me. You like catching the big trades. So, anyway, I think this thing does a tremendous job, and if you will follow the directions, particularly the signal that says, trade when it says trade, wait when it says wait, get out when you get the opposite signal, you're going to make some money using this thing, especially if you're using the Renkos and you're trading the indices charts. It's just a tremendous way to find entries and exits with almost no effort on your part at all. You just basically wait for the little box to tell you to trade, and then wait for the opposite color to show up and tell you to get out, and wait for the next trade. It can't get much easier than that. So anyway, that's what it looks like more or less in action. Now they say that it doesn't repaint, and I agree. It does not repaint. The markers are pretty much in place, as far as I can tell, exactly where they were when I turned things off yesterday afternoon. I will tell you that when you get the signal, when an arrow appears, for instance, this arrow appears to say it's to sell. When this arrow closes, it will then turn to a wait signal. Before that arrow closes, if it were to reverse and go the opposite direction and perhaps give you an arrow going in the opposite direction, it will in fact erase the sell arrow and put a buy arrow in, because nothing was locked in. You have to wait for that box right there to lock in before you get that arrow. But once that box closes and locks in, arrow gets posted onto your chart, and it does not move. Works the same way on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute charts, all the rest of them. Once the candle closes, that's it. It's locked in. It does not repaint. But as long as that box or candle or whatever it is you happen to be using is open, should a price reversal hit and price go over the line that triggered the placement of the signal to begin with, it will erase itself. So just be aware of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how virtually everything works in terms of indicators, EAs, and everything else on in Forex. You have to have a closed box in order to lock everything into one place. So just something else to keep in mind. So anyway, this is it. I've been, like I said, I played with it all last week. Well, three out of 5 days last week, Wednesday through Friday. And I'm leaving it up coming into the room. I really have enjoyed using this. It has been almost a little bit less pressure than normal than what I had been using beforehand. So I'll just stick with this and keep cranking out the pips. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. And if you got an email from me, the link to check it out yourself is in the email. There's also a link in the little box underneath the details on the YouTube channel. You can find it there. You'll also find the link to get the buy-sell buttons. I mentioned those earlier. I have a link where you can get those for free if you want them. So go ahead and take care. Get those if you don't have them already. And that's going to wrap this up. So listen, thanks for checking in. Thanks for watching the video. And I'll be back at some point with another one. Bye.